tell me, say me kind of that everything's gonna be okay. You are the father to the fatherless, the miracle working God. You make the blind man to see. You made the crippled man to walk. You are the lily of Galilee. You make impossible possible.
Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. I woke up strong on a Monday. I go to gym on a Tuesday. Then to the studio on Wednesday. I work it out till Thursday morning. I've been chilling on a Friday. I play some shows on Saturday. If you ask me what my best day is, it's when I praise you on Sunday morning. I'm through in my mind. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name.
Good evening to our viewers, wherever you're watching us from tonight. We want to say this is Family Connection International on the program, Keeping in Touch, a forum where we share life-changing experience and stay connected. We are here every Friday and every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Central Time. So I want to say thank you and welcome today for another edition of Keeping in Touch. And as always, I have Ben and Levi with me. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. And again, it's a wonderful day, and we look forward to having a great time of discussion with our guest speaker for today.
Okay. Yep. Levi, how are you? You were not here last week, Sunday.
Yeah. I was at the background there doing some technical work. However, the program was great, and we do appreciate the guests that we had. And again, I'm pretty seated right here in this cruising studio. Just prepared to get the bags from our guests today. Just want to say again, you're welcome. Our guest, Mr. Koiyan.
We want to say to our many viewers, today we have with us the president of Lofa Association in the Americas. The acronym is FLAA. President
Thank you.
James Koiyan. He's the president of philanthropists and an advocate. Tonight we want to be looking at what Mr. Koiyan is doing during this pandemic with his family. How is he keeping in touch with other local chapters of FLAG, because I know FLAG got chapters across the US. And what are projects are FLAG executing tonight to help their people in Lofa County, Liberia? And as always, if you're out there, you have a comment. This is a live Facebook podcast. Just drop us a comment. If you have a question, drop us a question. We'll be able to post that right to our guests. And Ben, do we still have to roll some music? Give us a little bit of your music from there, Ben. Then we'll come back to our guests to start the ball rolling. I think Ben is mute. Let us go to Mr. Koiyan. Mr. Koiyan?
Yes, sir.
Just
Thank you.
for our viewers, just tell us a little about yourself. Who is Mr. James Koiyan?
Well, I think you had the proper intro. James Koiyan is a citizen of Lofa County, currently residing in the state of Pennsylvania. What we call doing my pro job. I work for the Bank of New York Mellon, do accounting work. And currently, everybody is kind of quarantined, so I'm working from home. I live in the Derby area out here in Pennsylvania with my family. Basically working for the people of Lofa County as far as FLAA is concerned. So what we do basically is working together, mobilizing our resources and helping our compatriots back home and also here.
Great. We're going to go to FLAA, but we just want to look at you as a family person in the first place. How are you doing with this corona pandemic? How are you keeping in touch with other family members?
Well, the phone lines are working. We working the phones either by video or by live phone calls, WhatsApp. But we're kind of keeping in touch. It's difficult. Everybody's kind of sitting in their own corner. But in times like this, the best thing you can do is to keep in touch with your family because no man's an island. So I've been working the phone with some of my family. My mom is in Minnesota with my sisters, and some of my other family members are all in Minnesota. So all you can do, just keep in touch with them through the phone and hope that everyone recovers from, we all get out of this pandemic and put it behind us. And so life has to continue anyway.
I know you told us already what FLAA is, what you do to help other people, but how are you keeping in touch with other FLAA chapters? Because I know FLAA got chapters all over the US with various local chapters in various states. You as a president, how has it been like? Is there anybody from that level been affected by this whole corona pandemic?
Well, we have not been active since March. I made a couple of calls, but I know my acting board chairman was affected by the corona, but thank God he survived it. I was also symptomatic, and so I had to get quarantined here, and I've been in my basement all this time. Other than that, we don't have any information. We are scheduled to meet by Zoom on Sunday to get some follow-up with our membership and see, what the family has been doing, what people have encountered, and how we can, in some way or the other, keep their hopes high and help people to keep hope alive, because too much have gone on. People have been bereaved. For information, we lost our national chaplain on April 1st in California. She was buried on Saturday. Unfortunately, because of the situation, I couldn't get myself to California to participate in her funeral. But the Federation is bereaved. We are bereaved. We had to do what we had to do to help the family to get her buried. On a very personal note, not as a federation. And that was the most disappointing part. But again, as an institution, these are some of our pitfalls.
That's great. I got Ben and Levi with me. Ben, anything from your end? This should be a dialogue with the president. And Ben is also from Lofa County. I know you got a lot of interesting things to put out tonight.
Ben, where have you been, Ben?
I know, right? Welcome to you, Mr. President, and it's a pleasure meeting you for the first time. Little did I know that we have such in existence, and you are the head of that program or that organization. So congratulations for all that you do. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Having said that, Mr. President, tell us a little bit about your family structure.
Well, like I said earlier, I live here with my wife and children. Currently, my son and daughter are both upstairs. And this is a small house on the east coast of the United States. All we do here, regular go to work, come back, regular family activities, nothing more than that. Other than that, my mom is in Minnesota. And of course, my dad deceased a couple of years back. Other than that, I mean, we just keeping hope alive. You know, taking care of the kids in America here is difficult thing to manage the kids. But you know, my youngest is actually 13 years old now, so she's not so much a baby. She's she's an individual young girl. The one next to her is actually 17 years old now. He's into American football, into physical fitness, and all the kind of stuff. I'm an old man. I ain't no time to go live. I ain't gonna start jogging around the place too much. But I mean, like I said, I stay in my basement all through. I bought a treadmill. I use this treadmill to exercise every morning and evening, and you know, and then log in to work. I work from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock or 9 to 5. Whenever time I get my deliverables out, as long as Wall Street is open, we are open. So we still do our clients. Your money is still at work, so we have to make sure we're working to keep the books together. And that's what I do for the Bank of New York. I do alternative investment accounting. So other than that, everything is so far so good. I can't complain. I want to thank God so much for His grace on our life. Last week, a week before last, I lost a very good friend and a brother. I also run a small consultancy firm here. It's an accounting, tax preparation accounting firm. When the guy myself who opened the firm, he was the national security advisor to the president of Liberia. Actually, the deputy NSA director, James Koiyan. I talked to him on a Tuesday of 2 weeks ago, and the next day in the morning, somebody called me, "Oh, you know, your brother died." I'm like, "How possible is that?" So that's been one of the negative part for me this whole period. I mean, I was really hurt that I talked to a young man. I mean, a family man, energetic guy, down to earth. It's hard to get him. You wouldn't get him mad easily. He knew how to control his tempo. You know, we worked together for so many years. We ran the firm. He got a job in Liberia, went home to serve his country. And all of a sudden, we hear he died from corona. I spoke to him on 7:52 that Tuesday night. Wednesday, 12 o'clock, American time, I got a call, the man died. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's
but
perfect.
I mean, God knows why it happened. So we just keep hope alive and hope that his wife and children, I mean, my hearts and prayers are with them. And his wife is another professional woman, very nice lady, a family woman. I would never cry any day she would not show up. And even, I mean, as I'm sitting here, if I just call her, even if I bereave me, I say, she prepared to run here, you know, to give me some assistance. So that's the kind of closeness we had as brothers and sisters, you know, working together on our own business we're doing together.
Wow. And yeah, I mean, it's very sorrowful to hear about all the losses that you encounter as an individual, as a family man, and also as a president of this organization. On behalf of this forum, I just want to extend our heartfelt sympathy to you and your organization as a whole for all the losses that you guys continue to endure through this difficult time.
Thank you so much.
We know that God is going to take us through this time. Then we don't give up. We keep pressing on. Mr.
Yeah.
President, what are you doing, if I may ask, to keep your community together, being the president of this association?
You know, Lofa is a diverse community. We have currently, we got 9 districts, we got 7 tribes, and when you come from this kind of diverse institution environment, what you experience is working with them as a unit is usually not too easy. You have the Loma, the Pele, the Bandi, the Kisi, the Mandingo, and all of these tribes got their own institutions. They got their own organizations. Now, to come over to the National Federation, we work so hard to bring everybody on board to ensure that we have one united organization. You can keep your respective institutions, but let's have an institution that represents all of Lofa County. That has been one of the biggest tasks on our hand. We've been working, we've been doing that. I visited almost all of the organizations. I went to the Bolahum Worldwide. Bolahum is a diverse organization as well. It's not only Bandi, even though it's in the Bandi land, but they also have Pele, Loma, and everybody else who went to Bolahum Mission. They are part of the organization. So I went to that. I was guest speaker at the organization meeting last year or the year before, and I spoke to them about some of the things we can do as an organization. Come and let's have an institutional membership. You can have Ngoilagi, which is another Gandhi organization. You can have Diemplo, which is the Kisi organization, and you can have the Pele United organization. You can have all of these diverse institutions. We can bring them together and work on a FLAA as one united force. That way, we are able to achieve a lot. Yeah. But as soon as you want to implement a project, ask you where the project be in Vonjama. But why in Vonjama? The first question to ask you. Okay. Currently, I mean, if I might just go further, currently we launched a project a year and a half ago. That project was intended to build what we call a vocational technical school in Vonjama at the community college. It is not an independent institution. This project is intended to capacitate our young people, give them education and training that they can leave the school, go back in the field and help to make some beds, cabinet making, carpentry, masonry, woodwork. So all of these professionals that will be training, it is intended to build the human capacity of Lofa County. But people will be asking you, why in Vonjama? Why in Vonjama? If we can just do it in Vonjama as a start, it is possible to spread our tentacles to other cities in Lofa County. I mean, the teacher training school is in Zosa. We haven't asked why Zosa. The community college is in Vonjama, but that's the capital city. And so the project is intended to be attached to the community college. And the reason is, most of our folks who graduate high school, they are not college prepared. And I wouldn't tell you why. I wouldn't tell you the detail. You should know that our educational system has kind of dwindled on the negative side a little bit. So most of the folks are graduating high school, but they're not prepared to take quality college education. So the president of the college, Dr. Ngama, suggested, look, if we can put our resources together, we can build a technical school, we can train those who are not college ready, get them to get into the job market early, into carpentry, masonry, auto mechanic. Once you train them, they are able to fetch with their family, and other family can depend on them, because that's the diversity of our culture. We are just too diverse, too big to get concentrated. Everybody go do accounting and nursing at the Lofa Community College. When you graduate, how many nurses do we need in Lofa right now? All the villages will send them there, but they don't have the tools to work with. So there are too many to want to do, but our people say, "Thought I want to bite, but the hand is short."
Yes, Ben. Ben, are you there? It looks like we have little internet connection problem with Ben. Yeah, Ben, go ahead.
Okay, I was saying, Mr. President, thank you so much for that insight, and I appreciate what you do, importing the various tribes or the various ethnic groups together. I know it has to be a challenging task for you. Hey, that's what you are called to do. And together, I think having a team of people working with you will help to bring some good results out at the end of the day. I know we want to go into in-depth analysis of what you are doing in terms of the educational system as well. But I want to turn it over to my friends right now to see what they have in store for you. Mr. Fasa, can you take over on your end?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ben. That was pretty good. We just want to take this time to extend our deepest condolences to Ruben Keto family for the loss of their father. He's one of a prominent member of Foya district, a religious member, a father, an uncle, who have been so faithful to the things of God. This platform is all about family. If any family cry, we'll cry with you. If any family is happy, we are happy with you. So we want to take this time on behalf of our forum to extend our deepest condolences to Ruben Keto family. Having said that, to our viewers, if you have a comment, there are people viewing, just drop us your comment or drop us your questions. We'll be able to read them out from here. Leva.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Fox. So, in connection with that, to our callers, if you want to connect or participate, you can just call the number via WhatsApp, 646-353-2604. Again, 646-353-2604. That's the number to be a part of this program. Today, we are talking with the FLAA President, Lofa County Association President, Mr. James Koiyan. Mr. Koiyan, can you, somebody out there might take this as their first opportunity to interact with you or to hear from you. Can you tell a little bit about what FLAA has been doing prior to this epidemic, some of your success stories.
Well, I took over in 2019, sorry. Yeah, 2018, sorry, 2018 June, I took over. We took over an organization that was already gaining momentum. There were too many things that were left out, but let me say, first of all, thank you to my predecessor. They did extremely well. To keep this kind of diverse institution together is a difficult thing. We are governed by a board, and that board has its own responsibilities to the organization. So, but prior to my takeover, in the past, FLAA had been doing some projects in Lofa County. I'm told that there was this health project. The Minnesota chapter, I know they distributed some educational supplies in Lofa and health supplies. Dr. Johnson headed a health team a couple of years ago that went to Lofa County. They went from village to village to help our people. But that was just a drop in the bucket. I know Minnesota have been there twice with their own project as a chapter. When we took over, the first thing we wanted to do was, like I said earlier, was to build capacity. You can go there today and just do medical mission, treat 2 or 3 people and walk away. But look back to what you've done and see the impact of what you've done on a larger community. So we said, look, the best we can do right now is let's see whether we can invest either in health, in education, or just build the human capacity of some of our folks who will go back to their communities and help develop the institution. The first thing we want to do was to engage the scholarship program. Then the government of Liberia came and said, look, we can't do the scholarship anymore because we are paying the school fee for the students, so you can help them in other areas. Our best bet was, let's help to build the capacity by building a vocational school, which is almost probably, I still to be corrected, the first of its kind in Lofa. If it's completed, we're going to be having 9 different disciplines at the community. It's under the supervision of the community college. This is not FLAA. It's not going to be running any school in Lofa. No, it's going to be run by the community college. But at least I can leave from here and go back home. If I am a carpenter or I did building trade in America, I can go back and help at the school, even if it's for 1 month. Train somebody who will get back in the neighborhood, in the communities. The guys who are building the project right now, they are all, they never went to school. They learn as apprentices. But go and see the quality of what they're doing. Do you think if we have people who are trained to make this project viable and get back to the communities, we have so many benefits that come back to Lofa County. It's not going to be about me, James Koiyan, or you, Mr. Ketter. It's going to be about folks who are in Lofa who will benefit from it. The community college could have our own students building benches, you know what I'm saying? Building benches, helping with the construction on the campus. But, again, it requires the collective effort of all of us. We're raising funds. That project costing us pretty close to $70,000+. We honored the foundation. As I'm pleased to report that the foundation is finished. We just got the first report from the college authorities. They told us that the foundation is done. The project team is reviewing that report. And once the report is reviewed, they are okay with the report, they will get to the next phase. So basically, for now, that's what we're doing in Lofa. The Corona engagement, we didn't do any engagement with the Corona activities because when they started, some of us became victims of the process. So we kind of just had to wait things down. I tried to see how we can get things straightened up. But we are meeting on Sunday. I'm meeting with my leadership and the chapter presidents. Corona is not going away anytime soon to see what we can do. Lofa kind of had, I think, 2 cases so far. I don't have the full details, whether they stay 2, but we will be doing something in that direction as far as the Corona is concerned. But I need to consult with my chapter leaders and my National Executive Committee.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's good when it comes to capacity building. Lofa County have been accurately one of the largest counties in Liberia. And over the years, we grew up hearing that Lofa County is among 3 counties that was the breadwinner for Liberia. When it comes to agriculture, where our people need to have themselves sustain, how much can you tell us that the organization is doing in that area to ensure that Lofa County get back on the map as one of the food producing let's say counties in Liberia, or the highest food producing context?
We have not engaged anything about agriculture. That is, like I said, I've been in office just about a year now. This is actually June 25th, 26th, we complete my 2 years in office. The board has extended the convention because of the corona to next year. So I will be staying off for another year. But as agriculture, we will not engage in that area yet. I don't know if we are capacitated to engage in agriculture. All we can do again is to support the institutions that are engaged with agriculture. That is why I made it my primary focus to get involved with the community college. The more people we train, the better it is for Lofa County. They have an agriculture program there. When I was in Lofa last year, December, I went to community college and I spoke with the team. That's an area we could probably help put a couple of dollars in there so that the more they develop these agriculture models, it can get expanded into the county, deep into the county. You know, when they had LCADP like in Lofa County, their job was basically to reproduce and make more and expand agriculture in Lofa County. And that project died down after, when they walk in, and it has been as it is. You know, succeeding governments have come, they've not really put any time into it. We are hoping that they will make some efforts to engage in those processes. But Lofa County, and I also want to inform you that I was in Lofa in December. I visited the largest rice producing mill in Lofa County, in Liberia. It's in Lofa County today. Owned and operated by one summer. It's a very big project. It cost him pretty close to $1 million. It's a very big machine. They bought a machine from, I think, India, China, and Canada. The expert were in Lofa installing the machine. So today we can, Lofa County, we have the seeds. We can produce butter rice. We can produce pusawa. We can produce any kind of rice in Lofa from that mill. And that was done by a private Lofa citizen. So if one person can do it, I'm sure Lofa can get back on course. But just to reference your question, we have not engaged in any agriculture activities in Lofa as far as the Federation is concerned. But I think there are individual Liberians or Lofan citizens who are doing it, and I will encourage them to continue that process.
Thank you very much. Well, folks, if you're just joining us, this is Family Connection International, and we are on the program Keeping in Touch. Today, we are talking with the president for FLAA, Lofa County Association, Mr. James Koiyan. If you want to participate, the numbers are on there. Better still, you can call 646-353-2604. Back to you, Mr. Faxio.
Thank you so much, Levi. Mr. Koiyan, I know I've been part of Lofa. I know a couple of other things. You're telling us about this vocational schools that you are building for the Lofa Community College. What is the guarantee that this project will be completed? Because I've been to Lofa County, there are other projects that were there before you became president. Let's take, for instance, they have something they call the Welcome Center Project, which they want to do across the Lofa River. That was never been implemented. What's the guarantee that before you leave, that this community college vocational project will be completed?
My guarantee is you, as long as all of you can contribute to this. This is a voluntary process for Lofa County. It's a project for Lofa County citizens in America. My mission is to do everything in my power to ensure that we can complete the structure. Now, I would have left office this year and we had a convention. So at the convention in Iowa in 2019, the convention agreed and mandated that Lofa Federation of America will not engage in any other project until, one, the vocational school project is done, and two, the Welcome Center project that still has to be researched is completed. That project was never started. The Welcome Center project never got off the ground. We never owned the land. We're still running after owning the land until, up to now, we still don't own the land. Now, have we had a land? My mission was, part of my thinking was, we could have done both projects. Welcome Center didn't cost us much. We didn't know anything about it. There was no history about the project. We had no documents. We had no information. I later heard that our project would have cost the Federation about $40,000 or $50,000 for a Welcome Center. Now, the BN family that was supposed to give us the land never gave us the land. They wanted the land leased. And I think Dr. Johnson didn't agree. Some information that they agreed to give the land to Dr. Johnson finally, but then he had to leave office. So we've had too many conflicting information about the Welcome Center project. It never kicked off. So when I took over, I wanted a project that's doable and that could be in our capacity. The college project cost us a little over $70,000. Now, when we recasted the plan, what we did was, instead of just doing what the college wanted, just an ordinary structure where they can just go and train people and get out, we wanted it done to a real professional style. So that kind of elevated our cost a little bit. Like I said, the foundation is completed. We are raising money for this project. Hopefully, when Corona is over, Professor Panaku, who was seconded as the fundraising chairperson, the research mobilization chairperson, will get back on his footing to begin to raise the money. Whatever funding we have, we've expanded that. We're hoping to raise more money for the project. All Lofa citizens are encouraged to contribute. We have Wells Fargo account. I can make that account information available. I mean, on this network, if you don't mind, you can do a Zelle and just call the treasurer, Mr. Spanaku, or you can call myself. You can call my vice president, Cesar Goya, or you can call the Secretary General, James Morris. All of us are available to take the information, and let us make this happen. Some of us been in America for a little over 10, 15 years. Lofa County Association has been in existence for 27 years plus. Tell me, what do we have on the ground to show that this is what we're doing in Lofa? I mean, we've done too many ad hoc projects. And remember, a container was shipped from here to Lofa County. The container remained at the Capitol Building ground, and it got emptied. No account of that container. It had computers in there. We had too many logistics in there that was done by the late Juso Hina. But to date, all of those projects, all of those things, I mean, we can't put finger to it. So we have the opinion, my administration of the opinion that we need to construct something capital-wise. Let's build this structure. Our need will be there written on it. Even if we get done with it and we begin to lobby for equipment in the structure, we can do that, but let's have the structure completed. Let our brothers and sisters benefit from quality, professional, middle-level capacity training. Either as auto mechanic, as electricians, as building construction technicians, plumbing. You know, these are small professional areas that you don't easily, you go down and find somebody, you know, I mean, you know, in America, if you went to Jaco or somewhere to get trained, when you're done, they give you a couple of tools and they capacitate you to get out there and make progress in the community. The training is going to be for probably 6 months. You're going to have it's an accelerated program, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year. So that you can do credits towards your college education. And so the methodology has been working. So we are hoping that Lofa citizens in America can contribute to this project. Let's make the project reality. Corona will come and go. We have nurses being trained at the college. They already got nursing school there. They have been trained. And the PA chapter queen and the president and myself pledged 2 giant-size microscopes. Those will be shipped as soon as the road meetings are clear. We'll be shipping those microscopes to the college for the science laboratory. That's our personal contribution. All of us can help one way or the other to make this a reality. So my appeal to all of our citizens, including you, Mr. Keto, all of us are required to make some contribution. Let's put our mouth where our money, where our mouth is, our mouth where our money is, something like that, whatever you can say it. So hopefully, if you give us your money, we'll be accounting for it. I'll be leaving office next year, June, right? Now, part of my plan is, before I leave office, for the first time in FLAA history, I'll be sent an independent audit committee to audit our activities and make that report available to the convention before I leave office. You know, our tradition is that once you leave office, people start to cast aspersion on you. I want to make sure the right thing is done, and all of us will be satisfied and working with FLAA. I don't want people leaving the organization because, you know, they're not satisfied with what has happened in the past. Let's move on and make FLAA a better institution.
Great. Mr. Koiyan, I'm a little concerned because I've been part of FLAA, I've been to FLAA convention and stuff. FLAA has a board. Is there any mechanism that you can put into place? Even if you leave tomorrow as president, that your predecessor will continue this project to be fulfilled? Is there any way that something can be put into place? I know the convention is a higher decision-making body, that whoever takes over from you tomorrow, it's mandatory that this project continue to completion. Is there anything that you think of putting in place such as this?
Well, yeah, the first thing we did was to resolute that exact statement you just made. So the convention 2019 convention resoluted that when I leave office, anybody that coming after me, they must ensure that our project is continued or completed if I don't complete if I leave office. So that's a resolution. They said you cannot engage in any other project until this project that has been initiated is completed. Now, what other mechanism do we have other than that is to ensure that when we leave office, make sure there's proper accountability, make sure there is total funding negotiations, and I intend not to leave. I intend to be a part of this process. I will probably want to work with the project committee to continue raising the funds to ensure the project is completed. I don't want to leave the project yet walk away from it, because this is not my project. This is FLAA project, and I want to make sure it's completed and on time.
Okay, this is my concern. In the absence of the convention, that's a higher decision-making body, the board kicks in.
Yeah.
Where do the board stand with this project? Is it possible because the board will be in a position to enforce whoever is in leadership of the resolution that was taken by the convention? Does the board support this project?
Yes.
So would the board be in a position to tell whoever takes over from you that this is a resolution that was derived by the convention that you have to follow through, and this is a project you have to implement? Because what I see at the level of FLAA, whoever comes on board come with their own thing or have a project. I want to do this. My concern is about the people of Lofa. What can we show to them? I agree with you, but what can we put into place that whoever comes there follow through?
You know, the issue with the board and the national administration has been one of FLAA's biggest, has been a major issue. Oh, sorry, I almost went up. That has been a major issue of FLAA in the past. You will notice that the board, the way our constitution is structured, the board seems to have administrative oversight of the national administration. Now, and that oversight is usually overstepped, where they tell the president, you know, you can do this, you can't do this. I mean, it gets a little more personal, and some of these things have hampered the smooth groove of FLAA. And like we said, we're not discussing politics, but these are some of the things that have really bothered the federation for a long time. The board has to be the board, and the national administration has to be the national administration. You cannot be the board and you want to run the day-to-day affairs of the federation. It's not going to work. Now, if I leave office and whoever come in and allow the board, you know, to marginalize them, and you know, since I took over, this federation have had about 10 different presidents. 4, 5, 6, or 7 of them are still around. They don't go to convention. They don't. Why are they not going to convention? You ask them, they say, man, they put us serious. The board interfered with the federation when I was there. They marginalized me. Dr. Justin had an experience with the board. Zakama had experience with the board. Jusu the late Jusu had a serious issue with the board. Everybody after me or before me have had an issue with the board. Now, so when I took over, so we had confusion. There was a couple of misunderstanding about the function of the board and the national administration. What did I do? I set up an independent constitutional review committee. And then I organized what we call, the convention endorsed that, was the convention. We organized what we call a constitutional review forum that was held in Philadelphia, November 18, 2019. That committee was headed by Professor Dr. Sakwi Malakpai. Dr. Malakpai and his team and some members of the board. We came to Philadelphia. They met online for 3 months. They were reviewing our constitution. All the sticky issues should have been resolved at that constitutional teleconferences. So we met in Philadelphia. It was intended to adopt the final resolution of the Constitution Review Conference, and that piece is going to be taken to the convention for.
Go ahead. You see that?
My gosh.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So that resolution would have been taken to the convention for final resolution. Hello?
Yeah, we're getting you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yep, we here.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Mr. President. Mr. President is having some little problem from there. We just want to let our viewers know that this is Family Connection International on the forum, keeping in touch. Yeah, Mr. President. You need to readjust your audio. I think we're not getting you from our end.
Yeah, no, I think my phone got interrupted a little bit, so that's why.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll come. You will come back. We got a lot tonight to discuss. We still have like 20 minutes to go, and I know there are some comment on our Facebook page. Levi, would you like to take out some of those comments for us? Levi, you are mute. You got to unmute yourself. Take out some of those comments for us.
Basically, from my end, we only have a comment, a concern from one John Ty. He asked Mr. Koiyan to a little bit expand on the community college project. So that's what we have for now. Other people are just following.
I guess Mr. Koiyan spoke about it, but Mr. Koiyan, do you still
Yeah,
want
I
to
think he did
re-emphasize? Yep.
I mean, I don't know if I can belabor this project any longer. I will hope that in the future we can have another forum like this, when things are settling in, where everyone is kind of tuning in, so we can really discuss the project in detail. But again, like I said, you asked for the mechanism of the project. I intend to make sure that project is completed. I'll be finding funding sources from everywhere, anywhere legitimate. I'll be contacting the county authorities, some of our government officials in Liberia, because if I can't get the money from America, for you Lofa citizens in America, I gotta go anywhere and get the money to ensure the project is done. I want to make sure we can complete this project. I will appeal to my board of directors to continue their support, so that all of us together can ensure that we have something in Liberia for Lofa County citizens. It shouldn't be like somebody, like one of the folks told me, well, government should be building school. Why we Lofa citizens in America should be building the school? And that is a senior member of our federation. I think that question was not just in place again, but I don't want to rule it out. Yeah, we should be doing it because that's our desire to organize our Lofa citizens. If we can't do anything in Lofa citizens, our Lofa citizens in America, please tell me then why we organize? Why we raising money? We just raise money, keep it in the bank. We need to raise money to invest in Lofa County in America, in Lofa citizens. That's the intent of organizing FLAA. And I insist, as long as I'm in office, I insist I will continue to do something in Lofa County for Lofa citizens, both in America and in Lofa County. That's what we organize, and I want to keep that up.
That's great. Talking about raising money, I know that people go to convention, they pay a lot of money for convention sitting fee. And I know FLAA got over a lot of money, talking about 27 years in power. So what they do with all that money that we pay at a convention, $150 sitting fee. Each state had to pay $500 registration. What you guys do with all the money?
We keep it in the bank.
You just keep the money in the bank? What? For what? Is there any return that maybe we got an interest that the money is growing? You are a banker, tell us.
The money is just kept in the bank. The money has been so when I took over, we took over with in our checking account a little over $12,000, and in our savings account about a little over $30,000+. So much, and after our first convention, we were around $47,000 in our account. So FLAA total cash asset wasn't more than $60,000. Okay, now so please tell me, all of these years you keep $60,000 in your account, you're just sitting down there doing nothing. You go to convention. So people started getting weary about. I was in Iowa at the convention. We had total delegates of 27 for Lofa County Association in Americas. Total delegates, 27 people. That was unbelievable. And it was so discouraging that many who attended the convention said, you know what, Lofa, you guys are not serious. I don't want to be a part of this thing anymore. Because people get reluctant. And we're at a convention when some of our officials, from the other side will be looking at, making remarks that discourage other people a lot. But this is Lofa County. That's the essence of our diversity. We can disagree to agree. So we disagree on why we need a project. We agree now at the convention on why we need a project. Let all of us harness our resources, put things together, and make sure the project is a success. Because if we fail to implement this project, we don't have a voice in Lofa County. You go there and be talking to the people, tell you, look, you started a school project, you couldn't even finish, you can't put your mom out there. So if you don't want to disgrace, help me, let's complete this project. Contribute anything you can. Your next forum, we meet again the next time. I will put all the account details up for people who want to make contributions. Just contribute. Contact me. Contact Mr. Kwanaku or Mrs. Kwanaku. Contact my VP, anybody who is available on the project committee, so that all of us can put our money together and complete this project. The foundation is done. We need pretty close to $13,000 to get a wall up, up to roof level. I mean, that's more money.
That's great. I think you made a lot of accusations against the board here tonight. I hope I will try to contact one of the board members, see whether we can come back here, bring the president and bring the board to see, because our interest is to make sure that this project is implemented. So the board can commit itself to something. If you agree with us, I will try to reach out to maybe any of the board members that I know that we can invite them to this forum to see how we can have a dialogue. Ben.
Interesting conversation. And again, you, Mr. Fassad, from all indication, it shows that you've been fully involved in this association for the past years and actually trying to nail some things at this point to really find out what is going on. Mr. President, thank you for taking your time again to respond to our questions. I'm a little bit concerned on the fundraising aspect of the project that you guys are doing. Just lastly, in the past few minutes, you stated that the money that was collected in the past was put in the bank. So that tells me that actually the organization should not be struggling for money. There's actually money, but management of the funding is probably maybe one of the challenges that the organization had to go through, if not now, at least in the past. And that's a result of that. As a result of that, the project, the Welcome Center project that was expected to even kick off, it didn't kick off because there was no better organization. What are you doing? Because I also know that there are other people from Lofa that are in other parts of the world, not only in the United States. We have Lofians all over the world. Are you in partnership with other associations outside of America to see how best you guys can come out with some concrete decisions and projects that will be implemented to the fullest?
When I took over, the first thing I did was to contact the Lofa Association in Australia. Okay. A visit was planned for this year. I should have gone to Australia this year before the convention, but because of the coronavirus, I couldn't make that trip. I was supposed to go there and set a project idea to them. When I spoke with the president, he was very excited. They were willing to make some contributions. He was willing to even mobilize local citizens in Australia to ensure that they can raise money and give it to us for this project. Not only all of us here. This is a Lofa citizen in the diaspora, the entire diaspora project. I did not succeed in contacting the folks in Europe, but so that was the only arrangement we had. Now, had I gone there and based on their promises, I would have had maybe an idea whether we raise money from there or not. But accountability has never been an issue for the Federation as far as I know. For the last, when Miss Esther Gwilly was the treasurer, like I said, the money was in the bank, money was kept secure. So she was in office for I think 4 or 6 years. As far as I know, during that time, we didn't have issue with accountability. Funding were properly accounted for. That's my personal opinion. We didn't have any audit, but I don't believe there were any malfeasance as far as the finances of our federation is concerned. I intend to continue in that same limelight. That is why I said, before I leave office, I will ensure an independent audit of our federation for my tenure before I turn over. And that'll be the first in the history of our federation. And again, I still be corrected. I don't know if they ever had any audit, but we want to make sure, especially we are spending money on project, raising money and spending money. We are a 501c3 organization. Your money, when you give us your money, is properly accounted for. I want to ensure that when you pay $5 to fly, that money will be accounted for. And when it's audited, it can be verified that your money was properly accounted for and it was spent wisely.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I'm involved in projects, especially back in Africa, and to be particular places like Liberia, and even outside of Africa, because of some humanitarian activities that I'm involved in. Mm-hmm. And I remember in 2017, 18, and 19, for that matter, through partnership with other organizations like Compassion for African Villages, Orphan Cry International, Robert Massaquoi Foundation, Link A International. I kind of coordinated a provision of about 70,000 textbooks for some of our students or some of our brothers and sisters back in Liberia. And the textbooks in question were delivered in Liberia and distributed to various schools. The last time in December, when I was in November, December last year, when I was in Liberia, I had an opportunity to visit the Lofa County Community College in person to see what was going on there. And I would really love to see this project that you are talking about being implemented to the fullest. And that can only be done to some extent by being able to be in partnership with other organizations. Do you have anything like a proposal that can be presented to organizations? Because I'm also part of the Rotary International that is heavily involved in educational projects. Do you have a proposal that people can count on and have it spelled out with all the needs that are now remaining to undertake that project so we can see how far that can be taken care of?
No, we do not, but that's something, it is something we are prepared to do, to work on. And with your expertise in that area and the contacts you have, I mean, we would love to work with someone like you. We can put together a decent proposal as quickly as possible, have it submitted, so that we need all the help we can. So if you are prepared to help us, we'll be relying on someone like you to join us in this process, so all of us can make Lofa County, the educational system in Lofa just a better place.
And that makes me to wonder in the area of accountability, because I would expect by this time you guys have a proposal, or you guys have a project outline in terms of what is needed, how much is needed, how far it has gone, what is the balance of it, so that when someone wants to come in to assist you guys with this project, you can provide that information to that body so that they can be able to have confidence in what you guys are doing. How long will it take to come up with something like that?
No, I mean, my understanding what you were talking about proposal for general proposals. But this project here, the project has a complete proposal. The project, we discussed the project proposal in detail. Okay. We have the cost estimates. Like I said, we're doing it in phases. Phase 1 was the foundation. Phase 2 is elevating the structure all the way to roof level. Phase 3 is roofing it, zinking it. And then the last phase, which is the finishing. I mean, put the windows, the tires, and all the other remaining things, the electrical and stuff like that. That's the last phase. But that project has a complete detail. That's what I just told you. I told you how much probably I needed to elevate the structure as far as the wall's concerned. Okay, so the proposals are there for that one. I mean, we have a complete project right now. It's available. So we're not doing anything just by heart. No, we came to America. We even did the drawing here. The drawing that came from Liberia didn't have any of the details. We contacted a firm here that did a complete detailed drawing for us, all of the proposals and the estimates, material estimates, not the dollar. They will start adding the dollar value as we go along in Liberia. So that is available. If you're willing to work with us after this conference, we can discuss that in details, and let's see how we can harness all of our expertise and ensure that the project gets the necessary funding and necessary support from all of you Lofa citizens.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to make a follow up on that in not distant future from now to see how best we can take some opportunities in terms of that. Hey, Mr. Fasa, you want to take it from there?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ben. I think it's a good conversation, Mr. President. We got less than 10 minutes to go. We don't want to hold you beyond our 1 hour mark, because we would like for you to come back sometime again with somebody from the board, because we need to talk about this thing. I got so much interest in it.
Remember, there's no politics here.
No, we're not going to talk politics. Just about how can we execute this project to make sure that we get it accomplished, because we need it for our people in Lofa County. We have the opportunity to be on this side. We got all the opportunities that we can learn and do everything. How can we get back to our people? I believe in giving back to our community. Levi.
Yeah, thank you very much. Time is fast spent. We get a couple of concerns, but I'm just going to summarize one. We got one from Sayan Jala. Sayan Jala is concerned. You spoke about the association being assistant for about 27 years, and you have had like about 10 to 11 predecessors. His concern is the money issue. You said that as far as you concern or you are aware, all of those funds generated are in the bank. And now the project, this very wonderful project that the Lofa people or the Lofians are awaiting seems to be at phase one. And you get all of the money in the bank. Is it that the board is not allowing you to use the money for the intended purpose, or what's the problem? Why are you
No.
raising funds when you got
So
like over 40,000 in the bank?
let me, I mean, I'll actually put it this way for you. What's happening is we can't deplete all of our resources. The convention gave us the authority to spend 40% of the cost of the project from that money. So we need to raise 60% from Lofa citizens. There are people who have never been to Lofa convention, but they are Lofa citizens. The project is not only for those who go to convention who are in the respective chapters. It's for all Lofa citizens. So is it a difficult thing to raise $100 from 1,000 Lofa citizens in America? It's not impossible. We can do that, right? It's possible. So the initial funding we got was about $9,000. We've invested our money in the project. We also went into the money I said was in the bank. Of course, we have spent a portion of our money because we spent a total of $15,000 to date on our project. So it means we got $6,000 from our bank account, and we got $9,000 from our donors. We spend that money. We send that money to Lofa County to the authorities, and they have reported to us today. I got an email yesterday that the phase one is done. They send us all the receipts. They send us all of the details, and they send us the ledger. But those are only for our records. It will be made available to an independent audit committee that will be set up to review the spending, review the money activities, because we've not done this in Lofa before. We've not spent money. We've not audited before. We've not spent a kind of huge sum of money on any major project. So this is our first time. Everybody been doing project in Lofa. I've been doing it independently. Like I told you, Minnesota spent $16,000 2 or 3 years ago on medical relief and supply, education supplies in Lofa. That's just a chapter. Okay. The Pennsylvania chapter got so much money sitting out. They want to implement project independently. But if we can get everybody to get involved, this project will ask each chapter to just donate $1,000. Shamelessly, only 3 chapters have paid $1,000. 2 or 3 chapters, I know Pennsylvania paid, Minnesota paid. I mean, as far as my recollection is concerned, I don't remember any other chapter that have paid. Others have been technical on us. I don't want to pay because you don't do nothing in Lofa County. But we're doing something now. Help us. Or help us help all of us. Okay? I mean, again, my prayer is that we can get the cooperation of all Lofa citizens. We can work with one another. This is about Lofa County. Let's see what we can do as Lofa citizens in the diaspora. I mean, if we can get a project done, people will begin to have confidence in us. We can begin. Some want to get involved in politics, but if you don't do the project, what more you get to go put politics in Lofa County? We can't sit there and be deciding for Lofa County who can support to be senator. I mean, I don't have that face to go do that. What have I done in Lofa County? Go be selected senator for Lofa County? I can't. But we need to ensure that when we do this project, we can put our mouth in the politics in Lofa. We can tell them, look, we believe that John Brown is our candidate. We support John Brown. But I can't do that now. I can't support anybody in Lofa County for in politics. If I don't have anything on the ground, I can put my mouth to. I was in Lofa 2 years, the year before last and last year. The excitement in the population for the project is too high. And it will be a disgrace if we don't finish this project. The guys are waiting for the project to get done. People want to go learn trade. Too much excitement. I read the Kintoman. I had an interview with them. People were calling from every part of Lofa County. And someone corrected me that the 11 administrative district in Lofa, not 9. I know the other 2 did a job. We had time about 9 before then. So can you imagine how many people want to get this project done? In Liberia, the Lofa County citizen, when the project was launched by George Taylor, the project chairman, we raised 100,000 Liberians in Lofa County from the citizens in Lofa. I didn't get that information earlier. the people of Lofa County donated almost 100,000 Liberian dollars. So why can't we in America donate this money and get the project done? We'll spend some of the money from the account. We can't deplete it because there may be other emergency situation will come up, but we'll spend some of that money. That project will be done. I mean, I'm hoping that your support, the support of our membership and Lofa Citizens America, we can get the project done. Work with me and support me. Let's do this.
That project will be done. In 30 seconds, you spoke about the auditing and that you hope to do before your term is over. Okay, during the convention. Besides the convention, do you have a kind of a system put in place that you people do quarterly financial report to update those that are spending their money in this project?
We do. Our constitution provides for that. The financial secretary and the treasurer have the responsibility to ensure that their quarterly reports are being produced. That report, when it's produced, is sent to me for review and submitted to the board. As I speak to, we are delinquent because of the corona. We are delinquent with the first 2 quarters of this year that we're hoping that we would have done our annual financial report. But the team is concluding that now to get our annual financial report ready for submission to the board, since our annual financial report ends June. So by the time June is over, we should have our annual report submitted to the board. Even though there's no convention, we still need to get over to the board for their review.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. Faza.
We want to say thank you so much, Mr. President. We got like 3 minutes to go. Ben, anything from you, final comment? Ben, are you there?
Ben, you sleeping?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead, man.
Okay, good. So as we are wrapping up this discussion for today, I look forward to being able to interact with you more in the future, Mr. President, with regards to that project that you talk about. Now, coming back to your family, you live in the United States of America, from Liberia.
Yeah.
I may ask you this question. What would be your answer to say, what is your favorite food, American food?
American food. I don't.
Your favorite in Liberia.
I don't eat African food. I only eat vegetables, as in kitty tobogi and beans tobogi. That's my favorite dish, tobogi.
Tobogi.
Tobogi is my favorite dish. Nice. And that's a civilized food. That's my American food right there. Okay. And I know, I mean, everyone who ever heard tobogi, if you had a party today and you put a plate of tobogi, it would disappear. And that food has a lot of nutrients. It is good for the body. So, you know, I encourage everyone, like you know, our men can say, just take it. Myself try, it's very good. So you can eat it. It's good. When it's prepared by the right person, you love to eat it every day.
And now that you just tell us about it being prepared by the right person, do you cook it yourself, or it is your wife?
Oh yes, I do. I prepare very well. Very well. Yeah. I went to New York at the annual Tobogi Fest. You know, all of our chapters usually organize Tobogi Fest. I went to Georgia. Their Tobogi Fest was delicious. I went to New York. I attended their Tobogi Fest. That was another bomb. And I had the tobosoya, we call it vegetable stew. I had the beans. They had the beans there. I had the beans, and I had the kitty tobogi and the bitter tobogi. So, you know, and I tasted all of it. The only thing I can eat is the cassava leaf tobogi because I'm allergic to the cassava leaf, but I eat all the other ones.
Thank you, Mr. President. It was nice talking with you, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. I pray you guys remain safe, so we can see one another as soon as the virus situations ceases to exist.
That's good. That's good. That's good, Mr. President. And a final word from you, maybe something you would like to say that we didn't ask you tonight. We almost hit our mark, and maybe you could just give your parting comment. If you care to share your information about those who want to donate, you can do that as well.
Oh yeah, I don't have access to the account numbers right now, but again, like I said, let me thank all of my chapter presidents and the membership in all of the chapters. We stood the test of time.